away from home, something that everybody in the world will experience at some point in their lives. You may be 18, 20, even 30 when you first leave home. But what do you do when that situation comes up and you don't feel prepared? You're going to feel a variety of emotions. You might feel excited, proud, enthusiastic, determined, and above all, so relieved to be flying the nest. But you might also be feeling emotions such as fear, nervousness, doubt, self-doubt, and fear in general. Moving away and leaving home is something that, as I said before, will happen regardless in your life. Even if you end up living in a building and you go upstairs a floor, or you move down the road, it will happen. But what do you do if you're applying to university and you're leaving home in a completely new scenario? You're moving cities, you're going into your first place by yourself for the very first time. Your parents or your family might not even be in the same city as you. It can be, as I said, a roller coaster of emotions, but there are ways to cope. And in today's video, I'm going to be explaining and giving some tips and advice on how you can overcome these issues. For example, I come from London. I live in a small little town called Heston, and I have completely gone to a new area. I am now currently in the Midlands, in Wolverhampton. When I first thought about applying to university, I had a variety of options. Now, I wanted to go to Northumbria in Newcastle. I wasn't able to, but I had family and friends up there, so that would have made it easier for me personally. I also thought about staying at my college, West Thames, but then I thought I want a new change of surroundings. I was going to apply to universities in London, but again, new change of surroundings. So Wolverhampton seemed the best option, and throughout the entire 3-4 months of finalising college, working on my videos such as Think Before You Drink and Lithium, and the L'Oreal advert, I was not thinking that whole time, I'm going to be moving away. I'm going to be finding new horizons. I'm going to be in a city that I've only been to once in my life. I have no family, no friends here. It's a new surrounding. The first piece of advice I can offer you is try to prepare yourself mentally for moving away from home. Whether that's you have a picture, see if I have one. I don't know at the moment. But if you have a picture of where you're moving to, for example, like let's say if you're coming from London to Wales, put some pictures on your desktop or on your desk of your new surroundings. That way you'll be able to process and familiarise yourself with where you're going to be going. Research the area as well. Go on Google Images, look at where you're going. Like for about a week or so before I left, I looked at Wolverhampton. I looked at the images, I familiarised myself, and also familiarise yourself with Google Maps of the area, so that when you arrive in the new city or area, you have some idea of where things are, and it doesn't seem so alien to you. It can happen to everyone when you move into a new city. I have so many friends who have come from abroad, and when they first arrived here, they felt alienated. It was a completely new surrounding, a completely new country to them. But over time, it becomes home to you. You will become more comfortable, more confident where you are. You will meet people. Sometimes you might meet people that don't make it feel like home. You might see someone down the street giving you a dirty look all the time, and that might happen for the first few days. I'm not saying it will, but you will process everything in a negative outlook, and it can happen, and that's where nervousness and self-doubt come in. You'll be thinking, am I really making the right decision? Was it right for me to leave home? Should I have listened and stayed nearby? It is going to be an emotional side of your personality that will be coming out as you are maturing, and this is what the process of moving away is maturing. Okay, so familiarise yourself with your surroundings, and that will also help you mature, because you are becoming an adult. You are taking time to process your new life. My second piece of advice would be to start preparing what you were going to take with you. For example, as you can see, I'm in a university dorm room. For about a week or so before I left, I packed a bag. I literally just flung stuff in and thought I was going to be okay. But take time to process what you're taking. Obviously take things like clothes, bedding, take some toiletries up. That's one thing that I would advise. Take up some toiletries and stuff with you so that you have some stuff from home. Like for example, I brought up my perfume. This has been on my shelf at home for over a year, so it's familiar. It is now sitting on my windowsill. It makes the place look homely. So when you're packing, bring things with you from home, whether it's a cuddly toy or an ornament such as this. This is one of my prized possessions. I've owned this ornament for over a decade, and along with my perfume, it's the item from home. So bring things from home that you can put in your dorm room, whether you're living in private accommodation or university dorm accommodation. Bring things from home that will make the place seem like your own. You will have the option to go to a store. For example, if you're in the UK, if you go to Wilkinson's or Asda, George, and things like that, you will be able to buy things or gather stuff from home that will make your home look more like yours. So that's my second piece of advice. When you arrive in your dorm room or your new home, make it your own. It'll make it so much more comfortable for you. And another thing that you can always do is bring some photographs. People always advise this. Bring some photographs with you. Family, friends, your pet dog, your pet rock, whatever you have at home. And that way you will have something to remind you of home. I mean, at the moment I haven't got anything at this current moment in time, but in the process of still moving in, that can occur. And try when you are moving in to not just throw yourself into moving in straight away. Take a few days. You need to process, like we said before, being in a new city or environment, you need time to process. But you will find over time, as you do so, and you start fitting your belongings where you want, and you start making your room your own, you will feel more confident and find your self-doubt and your doubts and nervousness just wash away. Another thing I would advise in regards to moving away from home is set up some form of communication via online, if it's easier, with your family. There are tons of ways that you can keep in contact with family via the internet. You can use a mobile phone. These days you've got apps like Facebook Messenger where you can either make calls for free, you can even video call, like hiya, like that kind of thing. You have Skype, which is free, and now they have updated their system where you can make a group call for free. So whether you talk to 4 or 5 sets of friends, or your mum and your dad, your auntie, all together, it's a good idea to sit down and sort out some method of communication. Email is an amazing way to keep in contact with somebody, because if you have pictures to send, you can upload that image to the email and send a little message, and you can even send videos across that way. It is essential that you, during the first few weeks, familiarise yourself with knowing that you will need to contact your family and friends, both in emergency and when you're feeling a bit down. Like the first few days here, I was missing home. It's natural. This is the first time I've been away from home, and I set up my Skype account, spoke to some friends, I've been emailing home, speaking to them on the phone, and it really does help the process. It really does. Like we don't really think about it, but our parents, our aunties, our elder generation, they would have moved out at some point. They would have been feeling the exact same emotions and worries as us. But as you mature and become an adult, just moving out of home is your first step to becoming independent and being an adult. So be proud and do not forget that every little step you take, whether you're moving out for university, moving out for college, or just moving out because you want your own space, you are becoming an adult. And that is something that you should be proud of, because everyone at some stage will do that. And it really isn't scary. And remember as well, another tip is if you are moving far away from home, like for example, I'm 2 hours away from home, find cheap and effective travel, whether that is if you can get a national rail card and take the train home, or you can take a coach. You can get coach cards that offer about a third off, you know, that kind of thing. It will be easy for you. If you're in London, you can take the underground, you can get the 18 plus Oyster card. So finding an effective and cheap way for you to travel home during holidays or term breaks is even better. You know, you'll be able to visit home easily and not worry about getting back or anything like that. For example, when I first came up here, I came up via coach. So I needed some tea. Good home comfort. I came up by coach. The single fare, which basically means from London Victoria to Wolverhampton, no return, it cost me about £15. With a rail card or a national coach card, you could save even more. So do research your travel options. If you prefer to go by train, sign up for a national rail card or a rail card, whichever your city or location offers. If you want to do a mixture of both, maybe invest in a coach card and a rail card. There might even be a card that offers both. I'm not too sure. I will find out for when I do my applying to university video. But ensuring that you have a method of travel to visit home, or even finding a way if your family want to visit, for example, if your friends want to come up and visit, finding a cheap and effective way for them to come up as well will be just as well, just as great, really. So I thought I had an owl outside, so it's just like. And the final piece of advice that I can offer you is just relax, and being in a new environment to me is no different to going on a day trip somewhere. You will go there, meet new people, you will experience new things. There might be a culture difference, like what is normal where you are might be seen as a bit different where somebody else lives. You might have markets in the bundle where you're now moving, whereas for example down in London, the only markets that I really had was in my local high street, and they were really like food markets and things where people would cook food and then you'd buy it. That always happens. But one thing would be really to do is just relax, explore your environment, explore your dorm rooms, explore your new residence, meet new people. Don't shut yourself off in your room. Go out and explore. But at the same time, do stay safe. If you have any discomfort in going somewhere new on your own, maybe go somewhere with a friend. For example, if the friend brings you up and go, hey, this looks interesting, let's go here. Because a lot of people that I'm aware of, that I know, they've gone up to their new city with a friend. A friend of mine recently went up to the north, and she took a friend with her, and they explored all the little bits. They went to the coastal area, they went to the city centre, they went here, they went there. They explored the area. If you're going alone, maybe pinpoint places you need to go. Like the first day I came up here, I came up with my other half, and we found where the university was. We had a look at the stadium. We walked around the town centre. We found where bits and pieces are. I familiarised myself with the environment at the same time. And also, when it comes to your dorm, as I said, don't hide yourself away. Meet new people. A lot of dorms, for example, like my current building has a courtyard. People go out there and sit there all the time, whether they're going out for a smoke or if they're going to speak to somebody else. Meet new people. Go to freshers fairs. Go to events. If they're not really your thing, there will be other options available. There are societies to to join. There are loads of different options to meet new people, and in all honesty, a lot of the people who are applying for university and moving away from home will probably be feeling the same way as you are. And so, by meeting everybody else and mingling, as they say, you will not only become more comfortable in your own skin and surroundings, you'll meet new people, you will find out your area. A lot of uni groups, they go out to dinner and places like that. They go on day trips to different areas of the city. There might even be somebody in your accommodation who is a staff member. They could even go out with you somewhere. So just rest assured that when you do eventually move out, whether you have now or are planning to in the next year or two, whichever, the main steps that you need to do when moving out is research your area, research the surroundings, ensure that you have packed necessities, such as bedding and things like that, but also some home comforts like, I've brought up my tea, I've brought up my mermaid, my perfume, things like that. Find a stable and effective communication method for friends and family back home. Travel methods, whether it be coach or train, heck, even if you want to take a plane home, wherever you are, if you're further distance, like if you've come from, I don't know, London and gone to Edinburgh, research your methods of transport and just integrate in the community, research your area, meet new people, go to the freshers fairs, and remember, a lot of accommodation will have staff there, either whether they're security or maintenance or reception staff. They will be there to comfort you. Like, for example, if you're sat in your room feeling really miserable, you're missing home, you can go downstairs and talk to them. They will not be judgmental. They might even just have a chat with you about whatever it is that's bothering you, and it's a really good way to familiarize yourself with your surroundings and meet new people. But also, as I said, remember to research your surroundings. That is really important. When you're moving into a new city, research your surroundings, because you don't want to come to a city and have no idea where you are, no idea where anything is. Research the little bits, like find out where your bank is, find out where the nearest dentist is, the hospital, your nearest supermarket, things like that. And when you put all of this together, it will become such a stress-free, relaxed atmosphere for you that you won't even feel like you're away from home. Like I came up just on Sunday, which was, I can't remember the date to save my life, but yes, I came up on the Sunday. Let me see if I can find the date. Yeah, so I came up on the 25th. It is now the 29th. I've only been here 4 days, but already I feel at home, because I sat down with myself and said, you're in a new area, you've made it to university. Remember, when you're feeling homesick, or if you're feeling full of doubt about moving away, just know that you made it to university. That is a big step in your life. You've worked your socks off to get here, and even if it's a personal choice or somebody has made the choice for you to go, just knowing that you've gotten into university and have your own place, it's a really big thing that you should be really proud of. So when you put all your self-doubts aside and remember all the positives and slowly become a member of your society, like you go out, you maybe go to the local pubs or you shop in the supermarkets, people will start to familiarize who you are, and it will become a home from home. If need be, that homesickness gets so bad, speak to somebody within your accommodation or your university, and they will be able to give some advice. It may even be that family and friends come up to visit you, every other week, or you video call them every single day. Whichever works for you. It is your new independence that is the key to you becoming your own person. And trust me, homesickness can go away like a flood. You know, you could describe these emotions like a flood. You know, they said, I'm flooded with emotions. The flood will wash away. It'll wash away all the negative emotions, and you will soon feel at home. So please remember, my little mermaids, that every day things will improve in regards to your emotions, your homesickness, and once you dive into your studies and start enjoying university life, you will forget that you ever felt homesick, you know. So anyway, guys, this is a short, well, not really short, but this was just a quickie Ray advice video. I love you all. I'll speak to you soon. And congratulations on getting into university.